Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
Hello everyone, so this is going to be my very first walkthrough series that I'm going to be doing. It's called Doom Eternal Ultra Nightmare Survival Guide. I'm just going to be writing I'm just going to be making a bunch of videos of me showing you how to beat all the current maps for Doom Eternal on Ultra Nightmare difficulty. So the main campaign, the Ancient Gods Part 1 and Super Gore Nest Master levels. And I will be doing the other levels in the future too, when there's like an Ultra Nightmare difficulty selection. So for the very first level for the base campaign, Hell on Earth, I personally think this level is not really as hard as some people make it to be. And without a doubt, you definitely want to abuse the sticky bombs when you get your first weapon mods. In this very first arena, you just really want to focus on the imps and the possessed soldiers. They're the enemies that's gonna trigger like the next waves that you need to spawn to progress this fight. And yeah, with the sticky bombs here, which is vastly improved in this game compared to 2016. You get more rounds, there's no self-damage. It's just really easy mode, really. And I remember when I first played the game on Nightmare difficulty, and I saw all these imps and possessed soldiers. As a Doom 2016 player, this fight actually did kind of scare me. I'm like, holy crap, this is probably going to be very tricky here. But it's really not, because the possessed soldiers and imps, they're so much weaker, in this game compared to 2016. But yeah, just abuse the sticky bombs for this arena. Try to stay on top control for the arena, mainly because you get good angles and good positioning. So this area, I do see like some people kind of use the the full auto mod here. I personally skip it. I think full auto is really awful on Nightmare difficulty and Ultra Nightmare difficulty. You're not gonna see me be using that thing at all in any like my videos here for sure. I do kind of use full auto like for fun at times when I just kind of want to play it like not so seriously. But since this is Ultra Nightmare difficulty and this is where I'm putting my try-hard pants on, I don't really use it. And what you just saw me right there is I basically saved my chainsaw from the last encounter. You really want to save the chainsaw on this level just to really trivialize the Arachnotron, because the Arachnotrons are by far the most threatening thing for the early game, at least for like this level, because you don't really have any good weapons. And I'm gonna be doing the same thing here too for like the future fight. You see, I've been trying to wait for my field to kind of recharge to 1 pip, then I get the other field. Now I have 2, and once you get to the next arena, there's going to be another field, so you'll have 3 pips. And basically, I'm saving that that little mod bot for all my mods for my heavy assault rifle, which I think is much more valuable than getting 2 mods for my shotgun. And here's something I feel like a lot of people don't realize there. There's actually kind of like a little secret, secret armor right there, if you need some extra armor. But I didn't need it in this position, but who knows, if things do go wrong, that can always be your backup. So here, pretty much same strategy. There it is, I got 3 pips. I'm in a good position to rush in. Bam. And yeah, this part pretty much abuse the sticky bombs. Like I said, they're so freaking good in the early game. And in Ancient Gods DLC and like the Super Gore Nest, I kind of realized how strong the mastered sticky bombs are. I've always thought like sticky bombs were good in like the early game and mid game, and then they kind of like fall apart once you get like the rocket launcher and like other good stuff. But sticky bombs, man, like they're still they're still pretty good. Even if you get like the mastered version, they're still pretty good for like the later stages too. They're kind of like an alternative rocket launcher, except that it doesn't hurt you. Definitely a really great weapon in Eternal. So yep, I definitely like to get the Sentinel armor here before I go into that one. What is it, like the subway station? And by the ways, I actually want to see like a master level for this level. I've always enjoyed this level, by the ways, and I would love to see like a more insane version of this level with all like the late game fights. Yeah, nothing too. Like I said, I personally don't think this level is really that difficult. It's just really about abusing the sticky bombs. Alright, so this part right here, you can actually do like a speedrun strategy here, but since I like this level and I personally want to like take my time with it, I actually did not do that. I kind of like kill everything in here in a way. And this is how I do it here. I'm just trying to get my stack up, and every time you go to that first Arachnotron, you always want to make sure you chainsaw here. Get a lot of ammo. And by the way, this Arachnotron's a little glitchy. You see, I actually had a grenade shot on his turret, but it didn't like kill it. It's supposed to kill it. So yeah, that's what I mean about this Arachnotron's a little glitchy. And yeah, basically, just do what I do. Hit and run, then go back to this little position. The Arachnotron will always pretty much try to follow you, then you can trap it, and then just kill it. That's how I pretty much take care of this fight. And like I said, if you don't really want to play like this, you could just follow like the speedrun strat where they just kind of like skip everything. It's also like a very reliable strategy too. And this is where, what is it? I always see a lot of people using precision bolt, but I actually prefer micro missiles when I get my second weapon mod here. I really think micro missiles are underrated in Eternal. I think it's kind of like debatable of whether like micro missiles are better in 2016 versus Eternal, but I still prefer micro missiles in this game compared to precision bolt. Like, I personally don't really use much of precision bolt, although you will still see me use it here and there, but I mean it. Like, once I complete the entire campaign for like the main game, you're gonna notice that I barely use the precision bolt, mainly because I much prefer the ballista. I think like the ballista can do pretty much like everything like better than the ballista. I mean everything better than like the precision bolt can, and I much prefer the crosshair for the what is it? For the ballista. So this fight, I like to really try to stay on top. You notice how I'm pretty much trying to like make sure I have height control and all that stuff. Just good positioning, easier to aim, and because the Arachnotron also spawns here and I can spawn trap it. See, I'm trying to spawn kill it here. I remember this is where things got, yeah, there it is. This is where things did get a little spicy a bit. Sometimes that does happen. I mean, this game is a little weird at times. Like, there's definitely like RNG in terms of like the AI behavior. So this was a little weird here, but I wasn't too freaked out. And by the way, micro missiles really synergize very well with the sticky bombs. Like, they do a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm just trying to freaking get this Arachnotron. He's just being very annoying. Luckily, there's a lot of like zombies here. There it is. And yep, just trying to restack my health and armor and everything else basically. Yep, now I'm gonna pretty much move forward. So this Cackle Demon, not really a threat, you know, just sticky bomb him. I think the speedrunners skip this Cackle Demon, but since I'm not speedrunning, I'm just pretty much, you know, killing it. Because it's fun to kill the Cackle Demons. I really love that little whiny noise they make when you go to kill them. Yeah, nothing too, like, noteworthy in this section. You know, you just gotta memorize like the spawns and all that stuff, and the tentacles. And don't worry, the tentacles, you know, they're not the most threatening thing in Ultra Nightmare. They're just kind of a joke, really, once you know where they spawn. Alright, I think this is probably, what is it, like the next arena is probably the hardest fight for this level, and it can get a little random at times there. I've definitely had moments where I have like 5 health sometimes, and then there's moments where I have like a good stack. I don't really remember like what happened here, but I think it went pretty well from what I remember. And yeah, so basically since this is Ultra Nightmare, I really like to go all the way back and get that one armor. Yeah, this armor right here. This armor is so valuable for that next fight. You really want to try to like manage all your resources just to keep your survivability up really high. Like I said, I really don't think this level is as hard as people make it to be, as long as you just kind of like play it smart and just abuse the sticky bombs. But the next level is definitely one of the hardest, and I'll try my best to really kind of like explain my thought process and the strategies that I use for like the next level and Cultist Base, because those two levels are definitely not easy. So, oh yeah, that was a little scary. Yeah, I was trying to look for the Cackle Demon here. And I almost forgot, the Cackle Demons actually did get like a stealth patch in, what is it, like in like a few patches. Like they used to move slower, but now they move like way faster, so they're really scary in the early game. Oh yep, this was where it got a little bit weird here. Like I said, you know, sometimes you're gonna have like lots of health here, sometimes not really. It's just kind of random. I think I did have a moment where I actually beat this part without like taking damage, but like I said, it's random, and I think I've done it like multiple times too. But yeah, for this attempt, not so much here. I took quite a bit of damage, but luckily there's a lot of fodder. They're easy to glory kill. Yeah. And by the way, for this section, I really like to when like the Arachnotron starts to spawn, I like to get top control. That's where I really try to like take advantage of the little gravity lift and get top control, so the Arachnotron doesn't kill me so quickly. This fight pretty easy. You just abuse the sticky bombs, and then you could use like micro missiles if you want to, but sticky bombs is really the way to go here. Just get rid of all these fodders. Alright, so this fight here, I really recommend you to play how I play here. Sometimes I do see like the speedrunners kind of go for like an all-in like push here, and that thing does work pretty well, but sometimes you can get a little unlucky and you can still die here. So what I do is I kind of like hit and run. And right here, I noticed the enemies, they were kind of like infighting, and this basically forced me to really push. Sometimes they don't do that, and sometimes the fodders are gonna kind of like rush towards you, and that's where I kind of like I kill all like the fodder step by step, and then once like all the fodders are dead, then it's just like the Arachnotron, and then you just push on to the Arachnotron with like micro missiles and the grenade launcher, and that's how you kind of like beat this part very consistently. Like, you should never be able to die as long as you don't make any stupid mistakes. And that's pretty much like the end of the first level here. So before, like, you know, I move on to the next level, I actually go back and fast travel to that to the first mod bot, because I really want the precision bolt here. The precision bolt is going to be very helpful for the second level here, especially for that one that one fight in like the hell arena. That fight is like easily one of the most difficult fights ever, and I'm going to show you like a little strategy that you could use to really make that fight not feel as hard. So there it is. Yep, got my precision bolt, and that's pretty much hell on earth, you know. It's not really a long level, like it should probably take you around this length, or maybe like 20 minutes or even shorter if you want to throw in some of the speedrun strategies. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next level.